What's going on, everyone? Alex here, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today's video is going to be different. Right here I have my brother, and we are going to be talking about the Academy Awards and who we think is going to go home with an Oscar.
Coming to you guys live from one of Jigsaw's abandoned hell houses. We're going to start with Best Cinematography. Makes sense given your channel.
Exactly, yeah.
And so it's a shorter field in terms of nominations compared to the rest of what we'll get into. So the nominees, there's a real quick primer. We have James Friend for All Quiet on the Western Front, Darius Kanji, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Mandy Walker for Elvis, Roger Deakins for Empire of Light, and Florian Hofmeister for Tar. My personal prediction, I'm on the fence between Deakins for Empire of Light and Friend for All Quiet on the Western Front. I think I'm leaning towards James Friend for All Quiet on the Western Front.
I'm gonna have to obviously disagree with you on that, just because everyone on this channel who follows me, they know that I love Roger Deakins. He's very coveted in the cinematography world. He's, loved by all, it seems like. But unfortunately, I have not seen any of those movies other than just Elvis. Unfortunately. So I do need to catch Empire of Light.
I started All Quiet on the Western Front. Just full disclosure, I'm first time on this channel. I'm not a big fan of war movies in general. Obviously it's a great subject matter. They make for great stories, great films, and really war films, I think, are one of the few genres that a cinematographer can really show their chops, because they can just kind of come up with some crazy shots. And so I started, I couldn't really finish it, and it wasn't for the lack of it not being good. From what I did see, it was phenomenal. It deserves all the praise it's getting. I won't be surprised if Deakins wins. I just think Netflix is pushing really hard to get All Quiet on the Western Front out in front of critics and out in front of voters. So I just think, as we get into the rest of the awards, I don't think it's going to have as great of a night as one of the other films I'm sure we're going to gush about later, but I think this is one where they'll give it some love.
So let's go ahead and jump into Best Supporting Actress.
This is one of my favorite categories this year because it honestly can go so many different ways. It seems like a lot of the, or at least a couple of the acting categories might have been sewn up a while ago. This is one that is pretty open. We have the following nominees: Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Hong Chow in The Whale.
That's going to be interesting. So I did catch the SAG Awards that they didn't air anywhere other than Netflix, I believe. At least I saw it on YouTube, but it was a Netflix channel. I actually really enjoyed watching the SAG Awards. I thought it was actually a little better than probably like the Golden Globes or other award shows. So, but obviously Jamie Lee Curtis took home the Best Supporting Actress SAG Award at the SAG Awards. So it's tough, because I'm happy that she won, but out of the two in that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I thought Stephanie was a better actress in that role.
I remember when we were talking about who might even be nominated, and we were hoping that Hsu got nominated for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It didn't, everything leading up to the nominations didn't sound like she was going to get in, and then she did. And I was really happy because she's a powerhouse in that movie. I don't think she's going to win. Honestly, it seems like it's primarily a two-woman race with a third kind of nipping at their heels. So I think it's between Angela Bassett and Jamie Lee Curtis. Both of them, if you look at historical, Oscar precursor awards, both have kind of won one or a couple of them. Well, actually, Bassett's won a couple, and Jamie Lee Curtis has only won the SAG, but it happens to be the SAG Award. SAG-AFTRA is one of the largest voting blocks in the Academy, so it could be an indication of where it might go. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to get a lot of love on Sunday, March 12th. So I will be happy if Jamie Lee Curtis wins. I loved the movie. I loved her performance in it because there's a lot of great things. I won't be unhappy if Angela Bassett wins for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, because that movie, she was a powerhouse in it. Just everything about it, she delivered.
I have to agree with you on that. I'm not going to be disappointed with whoever takes home the Oscar in that category, because I thought everyone gave amazing performances. So,
well, we're going to move right along to Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and this is the one category I think is all sewn up.
Yes.
But our nominees, if you don't know yet, Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan in The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ki-Wei Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I would be shocked if Ki-Wei Kwan wasn't the winner on Sunday.
Absolutely. That is who I am predicting takes home the Oscar, and that is absolutely who I'm hoping takes home the Oscar. He absolutely deserves it. Just seeing the whole, his whole kind of circuit as far as with the award shows and all that, just the amount of gratitude that comes across when he does actually win. It's just so heartwarming. You just can't help but be like, yeah, I want him to win. He deserves it.
It's just, he's so earnest. The role was, I don't know what to say. Like it was, I don't know if it was written for him, but he delivered so well in it. The ability, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give anything away, but I mean, just the ability to turn on a dime, to be one version of Wayman Wong is his name in the movie, and then in a split second have to turn it to be a completely different version. It's just so amazing. He did so well, and I'm so glad we got Ki-Wei Kwan back in our lives right now.
I know, and I hope that he's, you know, because he talks about how no one would hire him, you know, it's because it's not like he just he decided to quit acting or give up acting. It's just that no one hired him, no one wanted him for roles. So it is awesome to see him in this role, and like you said, yeah, to flip it on a dime, it's like I can do the analogy of it's like he's doing Clark Kent, and then in a split second he's Superman, and it's awesome, and he's so good in it, and there's just so many moments where it's just so beautiful. So obviously, yeah, I'm excited for him. I think he's going to take home the Oscar.
Yeah. We're going to move right along to the actress in a leading role category. This is another one that might be sort of locked up, but it's not necessarily a one-person race.
Who do you think's gonna?
We have Cate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for Leslie, excuse me, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and the woman who has my heart right now, Michelle Yeoh, for Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's who I want to win really badly. I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I want it to win everything that's possible on Sunday.
Yeah, as you guys can guess from this video, both of us absolutely loved Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I agree. I think again that this is my prediction. I think Michelle Yeoh is going to take home the Oscar. At least I'm hoping. I know that there's a lot of powerhouses in that lineup, but
it's either going to be her or Blanchett, in my opinion. Blanchett's won a lot of other awards on the circuit, but again, when you look at the SAG-AFTRA providing the most amount of Academy voters in one block, that is. So they have the largest section. People who are SAG members have the largest section of Academy voting, and Michelle Yeoh won the SAG award.
Absolutely.
So it's not a foregone conclusion that means she'll win the Oscar, but it was good for her chances. We'll just have to see. I think Blanchett might have the edge on her, but we've seen in the past the Academy tends to reward performances or directorial efforts or anything like that maybe they felt they missed out on earlier, and so there could be some sentimentality in favor for Yeoh for never having been nominated before. First of all, I mean, she broke out of the scene. My earliest memory of her was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which was a phenomenal movie. And so there could be some sentimentality in the fact that Blanchett's has won 2 and has been nominated for other performances, and Yeoh hasn't. So maybe we'll give her due.
I really kind of hope that isn't the mentality or thought personally on my end, just because I thought Michelle gave a phenomenal performance that is all deserving of an Oscar. But again, I have not seen Tar, and I cannot talk to it. But I do know Cate Blanchett is an absolute powerhouse. Anything she does, she goes all in. So yeah, I can see how that could be an upset. That could be an upset.
With Best Actors, the next category, boy, this is, first of all, something cool. All first-time nominees. How awesome is that?
Wow, I did not know that.
We don't see that very often.
No.
And so here we have Austin Butler for Elvis, obviously playing Elvis, Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in After Sun, and Bill Nye in Living. I would prefer to call him Billy Mack.
Oh Jesus, not that crap again!
They all did so well in their performances, and if you'd have asked me even 2 weeks ago, I would have thought it's a foregone conclusion that one of Colin Farrell or Brendan Fraser would have walked away with this. Austin Butler has been kind of picking up some steam here and there. Won the Golden Globe for and that was a head-to-head against Fraser in that category.
True.
And didn't win the SAG award though. So again, Brendan Fraser got kind of back on the right. If you're rooting for him, he got back on the right track with the SAG award. I think Fraser's going to get it. I just don't think this is as much of a runaway as it looked like early on. I think Butler's kind of closed the gap a lot, and it wouldn't surprise me if he walks away with it, only because in the past the Oscars have given a lot of favor towards biopics. Thought Austin Butler did a phenomenal job. My personal bias was that I was a little more attracted to Tom Hanks's performance as the Colonel Tom Parker, because looking at Hanks's historical filmography, he doesn't usually play villains, and this might be the closest we'll ever get to him playing a villain.
For me, obviously I want Brendan Fraser, by the way.
Yeah.
Fraser. Rhymes with laser, blazer.
Taser.
Allow me the pleasure of introducing you to Blade, Laser, Blazer.
He's just so earnest, and he's just so blown away with the fact that he's getting this kind of recognition, which he totally deserves just from what I've seen. But with Elvis, I mean I agree as far as the Oscars, they tend to gravitate towards biopics and all that. And I thought Austin Butler did an amazing job. He really gave it his all for it. So if he did win, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Obviously, like I said, I want Brendan to win. I enjoyed Elvis for Austin Butler's performance. I'm on the absolute opposite spectrum for you though, because I thought, while I love Tom Hanks, I thought he was abysmal in Elvis. That accent was,
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Vixen and all the reindeer pulling on.
I would like to see Brendan Fraser win. It won't surprise me if it is Austin Butler in the end. So we're moving on. We got Best Directing.
Yeah.
And we're getting some heavy hitters here. The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh. Everything Everywhere All at Once. They are known in the circles as the Daniels, but it's Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg. Tar, Todd Field. And Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. And I really hope I pronounced that right, because obviously I want to respect all the great people who put up some great work. You'd asked me when the nominees were announced, actually you and I talked about this, I thought this was a runaway for Steven Spielberg, and the Daniels, I don't want to say necessarily come out of nowhere. I just kind of kept thinking the Oscars, the Academy is going to sort of split things up, kind of reward everybody as much as they can. So this is one I predicted would go to Spielberg, because The Fabelmans probably wasn't going to win the Best Picture. I think all the momentum's in the corner for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the Daniels. I think they're going to win.
To me, obviously, I want the Daniels to win, but I think another contender will be McDonagh. So
yeah. I mean, he's an Academy favorite. He's done some really good work. So it wouldn't surprise me either. I think this is it's a two-picture race right now. I think it's the Daniels with Everything Everywhere All at Once right out in front, because I believe they won the Directors Guild Award.
Oh wow!
Which for them would be a big. Again, it's never these Guild Awards aren't ever going to be like, oh, that means they're going to win the Oscar, but it's good to have in your corner. It lends itself to being, hey, your chances have been boosted now. And again, so just to get back, enjoyed The Fabelmans. here's maybe a hot take for anybody who wants to call me out in the comments. I enjoyed West Side Story and Ready Player One as better directorial efforts from Steven Spielberg than The Fabelmans. I'm not commenting on the story. The Fabelmans, I love that it was as autobiographical as we're going to get from him probably. Everything, again, was all well done. I just think, Ready Player One was such for him, because he hadn't really done a blockbustery movie in a while.
Yeah.
And that one I loved the movie, watched it several times.
Loved it too.
Great popcorn flick for the summer. And then West Side Story, I just loved that he took on a musical, and I really, really loved it.
Yeah.
And so again, I love period pieces, and there's no one that does a period piece better than Steven Spielberg for all the reasons I already listed before.
Yeah, so like he said, if you want to bash it out in the comments, be sure to go on down below and do so. The Big Kahuna.
Big Kahuna. Best Picture.
Best Picture.
So there's a lot of nominees in this one. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Let's talk one that you and I talked about before, Top Gun Maverick. I love that it was nominated for this because, it's actiony. It made so much money. Crowds loved it. Critics loved it. Let's give it its due. I think more movies like this should be nominated for Best Picture. I don't care that they're not necessarily like the high art or that they're more of a blockbuster movie. I like it. I like seeing that get recognized.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to win? No, I don't.
I saw the movie, I thought it was great, but again, I agree with you. It was a great popcorn summer flick. Great story, great acting, but I just don't see it taking home Best Picture.
No, I don't either, but I did want to give it its props.
Yeah, absolutely, kudos to that, so.
Now, what do we think is going to win? What do you think is going to win?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah, that's my prediction as well. I would say we're, at the time that we're recording this right now, it's racked up just about every precursor award or circuit award, whatever you want to call them, with the one of the exceptions being the BAFTAs that went to All Quiet on the Western Front. When the Producers Guild gave out its awards, it awarded Everything Everywhere All at Once. The SAG Award had its Best Cast award, which is again sort of seen as a Best Picture-esque award, and Everything Everywhere All at Once won that one as well. That's my prediction. I think it is going to have a huge night. I think it's been nominated 11 times. I don't think it's going to sweep because, of course, we have the supporting actress. It could kind of go a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Actress may not go to Yo, but I think it's going to have a huge night, and everyone involved in that is going to be partying everywhere and not all at once, but a lot of different times through the night.
I was gonna say, if you didn't say it, you were leading into it. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that's gonna take home the Best Picture.
Look, everyone just does such a great job with buying into what the Daniels are directing, what they helped write, everything with it. It's just so good. So I really hope to see it take home the prize on Sunday the 12th.
Can't agree with you more on that front. And for you guys out there who have made it this far in the video, if you have any predictions on the Oscars, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. The Oscars are obviously March 12th. It's gonna be 7 o'clock Central Time, our time. You guys do the math, figure all that out. But yeah, that does it for us on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you aren't already. Tap that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Till next time, shoot to create.